What's up, YouTube? We back at it. Another day, another blessing. So let's get into it. This video will be an absolute banger, okay? So in this video, I'm gonna talk about the best investment that I've ever made. It wasn't stocks, it wasn't crypto, it wasn't real estate. It was buying access to the right rooms. Let me explain. Because the biggest thing that changed my life was not the business by itself. It wasn't credit, it wasn't funding. It was realizing that the fastest way to get somewhere is to learn from somebody who's already there. And for the longest time, I thought saving money was the smartest thing that you could do. Save every dollar. Don't spend on mentorship. Don't spend on courses. Don't spend on communities. Just figure it out by yourself. And honestly, that mindset right there kept me broke way longer than it should have. When you really think about it, information moves money around. The person who knows something that you don't know gets the opportunity before you do. And that is exactly what I've seen over and over again. So I came to the US at the age of 19 years old with absolutely no network, no roadmap, no credit, no connections, no friends, no nothing. And I was basically trying to figure everything out from scratch. But then I started noticing something. There were people my age making money doing things I didn't even know existed before. Credit repair, funding, lead generation, e-commerce, sales, stuff that nobody ever taught me growing up. And the crazy part was not that they were doing it. The crazy part was realizing they were not smarter than me. They just had access to information that I didn't have yet. And that changed everything, because once you see somebody who your age doing something that you thought was impossible, it stops feeling impossible. Now it becomes a blueprint. Now it becomes a process. Now it becomes a skill. And then when I realized free information has a ceiling, don't get me wrong, YouTube is absolutely amazing. You can learn almost anything for free, but eventually you're gonna hit a point where everybody's watching the same videos. Everybody's hearing the same advice. Everybody is learning the same outdated information. And that is where access becomes way more valuable. Not information, access. Access to somebody already doing what you're trying to do. Access to the real data, access to the real experiences, access to mistakes you haven't made yet, access to shortcuts that would have taken you years to figure out by yourself on your own. And that is why every major breakthrough that I had came after joining a room I was not in before. Every single one of them. Not because somebody handed me success, but because somebody compressed years of trial and error into a very few conversations. Think about it for a second. If you spend, let's say, $2,000, $5K, even $10,000, and that decision helps you make an extra 50K or 100K, or helps you get there 6 months faster, was it really an expense? Or was it an investment? And most people look at the price, but successful people look at the return. And that is the biggest difference between both. The people moving the fastest are not necessarily the smartest. And a lot of the time, they're just closer to the information. They are in a better rooms. They are around better people. They're getting updates before everybody else. And they're executing before the rest of the market catches up. That's the whole secret. And that is why I don't look at education as an expense anymore. I look at it as buying my time, because time is the one thing you never get back. You can make more money every time, right? But you cannot make more years. If somebody has already spent years figuring out the exact thing that you're trying to learn, why wouldn't you pay for the shortcut? And I'm not trying to motivate you. This is not a motivation. This is not a mindset. That is just common sense. And look, I'm not one of these big gurus with hundreds and thousands of followers. And that is exactly my point. The people with all the followers, they're too busy to sit down with you, and I'm not. So here's what I want you to do right now. Click the link below, go to my page, book a free credit article with me. I'm going to pull your credit profile, go through it line by line with you, and tell you exactly where you stand, what is holding you back, and what needs to get cleaned up, and whether you're in a position to get access of $50,000 to $100,000 in business funding. Click the link, book the call, let's get to work.